Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Let's see. It's the let's see if Satisfactory decides to work day. It's the oh, did Sophia remember to leave the grasslands before we ended?
You are, in fact,
Or
sitting in a random place, like
okay,
where three rock textures are meeting at seams. You can look at the ground when you get in there.
okay, awesome. All right.
Well,
Let's
hey, that
see.
gives me time to set
All right,
this up.
I'm at the main menu.
Okay, yeah. Manually unpin. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna try loading again. Okay, game is started. You can attempt to come in whenever.
Cool. I'm just waiting for the UI to refresh. There we go. Okay, loading screen.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Feel like I should have heard ambient sounds by now.
Yeah, I'm
Ah,
let me check something. Options, gameplay, network quality. Yeah, it's at ultra.
yeah, the problem, my understanding is that the problem is not necessarily the network quality. The problem is that, or at least most of the times that I have seen like bug reports and stuff of this online, it is essentially that the tick rate, the number of things that update per tick
Mhm.
of the game is too high. And so I am essentially desynchronizing from you at every tick because just the computer the packets cannot be sent fast enough to perform the or to sync up the simulation on us on both ends.
Yeah, let
Uh,
me how about try aborting your current attempt cuz otherwise I'm
yeah,
going to fall out of the sky. I'm going to try first, double check, make sure I am in fact wearing a jetpack. Yes, thank you. I'm gonna try going somewhere more distant because I do have a lot of my machines in sight right now.
Uh,
I should run off somewhere where that is not the case. And before you
mhm,
try to log in again, make sure you let me know so that I'm standing on a safe spot.
sure. I'm also where's the satisfactory logs directory? Uh, I'd like to see what's going on there. Open with
Okay,
Visual Studio Code.
try again. I'm a little more distant from things.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Did I mention how much I love computers? Okay, connecting.
Okay. That's very frustrating because the spot I was standing before has worked in the past, but this is not
Yeah,
working
I've
now.
got yeah, I'm looking inside of my logs here, and I do see something where it continually says hit limit of 96 saved moves.
Oh. All right. Well, quit out of this attempt and I'll try to find somewhere even more distant.
Yeah, I don't think that's um I don't think that's quite how it's going because I think it's based on
Like the sum
parts of
total of
the
everything that's here.
right. I think, and if I remember correctly, and admittedly, I think that this was based on like the Unreal Engine 4 version. What they do is they do summarize. Basically, at a certain distance from your avatar, they start summarizing the simulation. So they don't run it at like full resolution, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
like they do with stuff that's like right next to you. But I am just curious what is going on there. Um,
We don't have much going on in the Rocky Desert, so I'm gonna fly out there.
hmm.
Hello, beautiful waterfall.
I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna hate this, but just for simplicity's sake, let's turn
Mm-hmm.
off Curve Builder and see if that does anything. I
It
will
might help.
absolutely loathe this, but it is uh it is necessary, possibly.
It may be.
All right. Let's see.
I'm in a pretty quiet spot, actually. You could
Okay.
try from there.
All right. Join in. Uh, yeah, I don't think this attempt is gonna work either. God damn
Really?
it!
It was looking better from my
Oh,
end.
nope. I
Yeah, it was.
am bullshit.
Yeah, see, I was optimistic that it was going to work because usually what happens is it says I see on my screen Sophia has joined the game, and
Hmm.
then that is the point where uh, I start getting those little every couple of seconds, just as though they were little lag spikes. And I check for that by very slowly just turning so that I can see if my camera is turning smoothly. And my camera was turning
Mm.
smoothly during that attempt. So it was sure looking like it was lining up to be successful.
All right. Well, no curve builder for me this time.
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
that's very saddening, but whatever. Like it just means I won't build railways, which I think is fine because I don't need railways for the stuff that I want to do at the moment.
Well, that's
So,
good.
yeah. So, okay, now that we've got that all taken care of, hello, folks.
Hello.
Vanya, what is your victory lap stuff that you're gonna do?
So the first thing I want to do is I looked at the recipes that I was using. Oh, here I am trying to come say hello to you, and I'm just aggroing things. I looked at the math for how to make dark matter crystals, and the extremely convenient recipe which I am using, while convenient, is not efficient. And since I'm gonna have more time crystals available than I had before, I can use that for much more efficient making of dark matter crystals. Hello.
Hello. Also, I saw the texture uh, issue that you pointed out. That is, I'm just saying, well built game with no bugs at all.
It's an alien planet. Weird stuff is gonna happen. It's fine.
Yeah, you're telling me, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna do, and then I'm just gonna make New Silicon Valley look nicer because I want to do that.
I dig it.
And I'll
Yeah.
probably try and make the time to put more tubes in because tubes are fun and
Yeah,
convenient and generally awesome.
yeah, I can confirm. Hell, you want to put a tube from here to nuclear pasta and the rocket fuel plant?
Oh, let's see. Nuclear pasta and the rocket fuel plant. Oh, that's like all the way on the other side, huh?
Yep, it'd be a
Uh,
fun engineering challenge.
It would be an interesting bit of scenery. Like specifically from here or from like our grassland hub area?
That is a good question, and I am entirely agnostic to it. So, whichever you
Okay.
think would be cooler.
Okay. I think I may go from here, but I also kind of want to do like a scenic run through some of the other stuff you put way in the distance. Um let me let me go satisfy my mathematical honor and then I can look at that a little more.
Sure, sure. Something to percolate on.
Yeah. Cuz I'm sure it'll take you a decent amount of time to build the nuclear hellscape paradise that you're planning.
Yes, that is a very good way of putting it. So the I think the thing that I have decided is this session is all about nuclear energy phase 1. So what I so for the longest time I've been sort of waffling back and forth on, oh, do I want to like do 3 separate nuclear plants, one for each phase, or do I want to do, uranium, plutonium, fixonium, or do I want to just try and, jam all of these things into like one crazy good nuclear plant? And I finally just realized, what the hell am I doing? I love building stuff, so let's go for the option that lets me build more stuff. So, all of that is a long-winded way of saying I'm going to do phase 1, uranium, first. And, try to just make it look as cool as I can. So, the thing that I'm probably going to try is, or that I'm going to like scout out, because I haven't done this in my creative mode save yet, is I want to try and build it like sticking out of the same waterfall that nuclear pasta is coming out of, because like there's a uranium node right underneath it, and that could be really cool to use. So we're gonna see if we can make something look cool there. Otherwise, I have a nice backup plan for where to source the uranium from. I'm not gonna use anywhere near the amount that is here on the map, so like I'm not worried about that. And then we'll do that, and then I'll start planning out plutonium and then fixonium in other cool locations. That's my big discriminator, is there a place that's relatively near the input materials that I would need for each phase that just looks cool and that I can do something wild with? That's good enough for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, that uses the dark matter crystals. That goes into this, and also into this. Yes, so we're using superposition oscillators for all those things. That's fine.
Yeah, so
Okay.
what's so you mentioned that the recipes that you have been using don't quite work as well. What's the plan for how to make it work as well?
Okay, so I don't think it's the world's most airtight plan, but basically I'm dark matter. Right. This is an alphabetized list, not a order in which you unlocked the list. So if you look at the recipes for dark matter crystals, and looks like we have all of them, which is nice.
Hell yeah.
The dark matter crystallization recipe, which I'm using, is super convenient because you only need dark matter to make the crystals. But it takes 10 dark matter to make 1 crystal. If you go for the dark matter trap, which I was using earlier, you need time crystals for every... You need 1 time crystal for every time the machine runs. But you turn 5 dark matter residue into 2 dark matter crystals. So you get 4 times as much crystal out of the same amount of dark matter. And so if you can spare the time crystals for it, then it's a much better way of doing things, and we're going to have more time crystals available for that now, since they're not going to be, pretty soon they're not going to be getting used for the other things that they're getting used for. So I might just switch. I think I'm going to start by just switching this particle accelerator back into the dark matter trap recipe. Oh. Oh.
Love
Hopefully
it.
you're in the boonies somewhere.
I was writing. I was in my nuclear pasta factory,
Okay.
which
Well,
like doesn't have a whole lot going on. So like I'm not worried about the sync issue there, and
okay.
I do hear the particle accelerator spinning up. So
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
and my camera is running smoothly, so that.
Sorry for the interruption there. Please continue.
Oh, well, that's basically all I had to say, is that it's not a perfect plan, but it'll get us dark matter crystals a little faster, which should get us ballistic warp drives a little faster. And because I already used to have time crystals running into this particle accelerator, it's not difficult to send them back. Okay, yeah, there's the thing. I just gotta put the floor hole back here.
At some point very soon, I should see nuclear plastic here. Okay. Okay, so location is around here. So this is the waterfall. And realizing that because of the nuclear pasta, I'll be able to set that up here. Because that takes up more space than I had originally anticipated. And that would just make this area kind of cramped. So, and it also won't be in the swamps here, which I am not a fan of generally. So, okay. So the uranium node that's in this waterfall, actually. Show that, I guess, is back here. So what I'm thinking, yeah, see, so much uranium and stingers defending it. That's cool.
Lovely.
So lots of uranium. Yeah. So what I can do here. So I can either do this here or I can do it at the top of the world. I think I'll probably set it up here. So what this will do is this will just have like a couple of drone ports, like one to import batteries and such, because you kind of need those, and then I think two to export just pure uranium, because that's how much you need. Obviously, the bulk of it for uranium processing, and then you need just a tiny little bit of it for plutonium. So just build that out to handle both. But actually, I do think that it's a good idea to do that one first, because maybe it's a good idea to set this up in high one, because then I can start banking uranium. That's a good thing. So, Spider Bros, you get to die.
Okay, and now you're
God, I was
making...
hoping to only aggro one of them. That sucks. I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, you're having a time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am indeed experiencing these events in linear order.
Years later, you're all traumatized and
Yeah,
repeating over and over that it is not
there.
linear because you're still there.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, some people were lucky and got to leave the uranium caverns. I didn't.
Oh, dear.
Well, okay.
See,
I
I'm
get
having...
the feeling... Whew, okay.
Oh my goodness, that spinning is almost
Terrifying.
as bad as it actively attacking you. Oh
Yeah,
dear.
a little bit.
If you can just get it off camera for a while, it despawns
Yeah, sure.
pretty
Oh
fast.
my god, the other one's even worse.
Oh. I'm so privileged because I actually have a reasonably good view of your screen on OBS on my second screen, so I can see what's going on over there, and it's just like...
It's just, it slows down and then just starts up again.
Oh,
Oh, and now its body despawns.
oh golly.
Oh,
Oh golly.
funny game. Funny game.
Oh, ridiculous. All right, well, how about Operation Make New Silicon Valley look better?
If only we could get
Actually.
Operation Make the actual Silicon Valley look nicer. Am I right?
Some parts that are cool. Actually, you know what?
Yes.
Now that my mathematical honor is satisfied, there is actually, I don't want to go too far from here right away because we are fast approaching being done with the AI expansion servers.
Ooh.
And once that's done, I want to turn off that machine and make sure that all the right resources are in the right places. So I'm going to keep working on things in this general area first. Tame some of the spaghetti, maybe.
Also,
just
wow,
so
I gotta say, I'm real glad you made all these iodine filters now.
Isn't it nice that we have those?
Yeah, really is. I'm like, I gotta say, I'm like really smart for building that into my design and not, waiting for you to do it. Okay, let's. I think I need 3x3.
Okay, there's a wall. This should be like a concrete block. Yeah. Foundation, just go with a nice big one.
Oh, okay, you can discard it from your inventory. That's neat. Alright, so I just need to mine this stuff out of the way. And then... So, looking at the uranium here reminds me that they used to make glass out of uranium.
Yeah,
and, like,
uranium glass.
Like, and don't get me wrong, I get why. It looks gorgeous, but, like, man... Oh, just, it's amazing how, like, horrifying some of these things are now that we, like, actually know how radioactivity works. It's like, why? Oh my God, the radium girls. Like, why did you subject them to this?
Architecture. Ah, roofs. There we go. Shelf beam. Oh. That doesn't need to be there. Glass roof. There we go. That looks cool. I like it. I like it. Oh. Okay, you can have one more square. And if that's the case, I'm gonna move things over a little. There's a game I had as a kid. It was called Kid CAD. Did I ever tell you about this?
I don't think so. I've never heard of it.
It was basically like exactly what it says it is. It was a 3D kind of building program made for kids, and it just kind of had all these pre-made shapes that you could use to build houses and stuff, you know, different pieces of a house and things that you could put in the house and other kinds of buildings and mostly house stuff. But you could click them down and it would render it in, you know, 3D from certain set angles. And you always ran into this interesting little glitch with the type of 3D drawing that it would use, where it would draw from the back first, which meant that occasionally you'd see a stray piece of an object through another object, and there was kind of no way to make it stop doing that. But it was fun. You know, it was kind of a, you always do the thing where you make a replica of your house, or I felt really inspired by the architecture of the building that my dad worked in, and so I built built a little office building that looked like it. So
that's cool as hell.
Yeah, it was great. And there were some of the things that you could add were like people in various poses, so you could have like a person sitting in the chair. You could put pets in the house, and of course 2 of the available pets were a T-Rex and a Stegosaurus, because why not?
Of course. Why wouldn't they be?
And different kinds of plants you could put in the garden, and it was great.
Oh man, that's cool.
And yeah, we had this like at the same time that we had Kid Pix, which is much more famous.
Oh, I feel like I have heard of this, but I don't think I ever used it.
Kid Pix was on, it was kind of one of those rare pieces of software that got ported to several different platforms even at the time.
Yeah.
And like it was just so iconic.
Like what? Like it sounds familiar, but I don't. My
So
brain is just not a.
it was basically a paint program,
Yeah, of course.
and but all the tools were, well, you know, there were some fairly basic tools in it, but a lot of them were like fun and silly, or things like if you used the undo function, there were various silly sound effects that would play. One of the most iconic of which was this guy saying, "Oh no!"
Oh no!
Or if the function to erase the entire screen would just like blow it up and, you know, with this big explosion noise.
Oh hell yeah!
There were lots of little stamp pictures you could put down and lots of silly ways to play around with the colors. Like imagine a stripped down Photoshop, you know,
Sure.
made with, you know, with silliness in mind, and there you go. And apparently it was invented, you know, developed by someone who noticed their child having a hard time with the, you know, standard paint program that came with the computer. So
Well, yeah, because it like universally would suck. So good on them.
but yeah, and we had it for Windows, and it was ported to a bunch of stuff.
Like
Which is,
I imagine that Mac even back then had to be a.
yeah, it definitely had a Mac version. It was, and you know, it was rare at the time for games to get that kind of porting love.
Yeah. So,
Okay. There's the ball.
okay.
I guess I'm cool with making this. Problem is, I'm gonna wall myself in here, so I need to plan for better than that.
You could have just stopped that sentence like halfway there. I think I'm cool. Yeah, we all know. Like, come on. Okay. That.
Maybe I'll worry about that later. Maybe I'll just put a really cool railing along the top. I mean, it's not the most revolutionary railing, but it's better than just a bare edge.
Yeah.
Now, because I'm a total perfectionist. Is that even
I
going?
don't know what that's like at all. I say as I meticulously adjust these conveyors to, make sure that they don't cross each other. A thing which is like totally normal, totally something that a normal, non-perfectionist person would do.
Yep, totally normal. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. See?
Oh.
See? Vanya gets it.
I see what's happened. I have run through all my time crystals.
Oh.
Yep, that's what happens when you set the recipe back to the fast one. Alright, that just means it's time for me to implement step 2 of my plan. I definitely don't need the awesome sink right now.
It sounds like the sort of problem that a Time Lord would have.
What, of running through all your time crystals?
Yeah, exactly. Like, is that like an early prototype of the TARDIS is powered by those?
I have no idea. I never got into Doctor Who at all, so...
That's fair, honestly. Like, I don't know. I liked. I'm gonna do the classic nerd thing and be like, yeah, I liked it back in the day, but it kind of sucks now. Am I right? So, uh, and by back in the day, I mean like 2005. I'm not enough of a nerd to have watched it, back in the 80s or whatever. Of course, I also wasn't alive during the 80s, so, like, that might have had something to do with it.
Okay, so I need to... I need to get my bearings. Right, that was going under. Because, where's that going? Yes, that also makes dark matter residue. I'm having to retrace all my steps here, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's a good excuse to paint this pipe purple.
Hell yeah.
Not that you ever really need an excuse to paint a pipe purple, but it's got dark matter in it, so we might as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I said the same thing for heavy oil residue, and, I was building a rocket fuel plant, so, I get you.
Machine really just needs the one input, which makes it relatively easy to deal with. expect the colors to work that way. All right. Dark matter, it's so glowy.
They're split up.
Why are you not wanting to bend all the way?
Have to get a whatever dog, pretty much.
What's that?
Oh, I'm deciding. You know what? I'm tired of fighting this. This is dumb. What I'm doing.
There comes a point.
Regrettably, yes. It does. Especially because, like, you know, this stuff is, like, completely invisible, you know?
Okay, that's a splitter, but it doesn't need to be anymore, so... let's instead...
I've got filters, please. I'm gonna need a lot of those. Thanks, game.
Okay, well, at the volumes of dark matter that we have, I think this is balanced enough.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, that's always the question, right? Is, yeah, okay. I could maybe theoretically optimize this more, but, like, how much of my time? I say, having put God knows how many hours into this game with you here. I'm like, you know, I don't know if you folks know this, but I'm the concept understander.
We know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Cough.
I actually, like, I went and I asked my partner Sydney, like, where the hell did that joke format of mine come from, right? The XXer, right? The, you know, the concept understander, the thing knower, right?
Mm-hmm.
None of us have any clue, like, at all. It just, like,
Huh.
appeared, you know, just like Athena from the forehead of Zeus, right? Just straight out of my head, and none of us know why. But like, so many of my friends quote that style to me. It's great. I love it.
I feel like I must have heard it somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to tell you where. Oh
And
dear.
somehow that made Satisfactory crash.
Oh.
Or kick me. And like, I totally believe that like I picked up like the protean form of it on like Twitter or something. But for the life of me, I have tried and I cannot find wherever the original is. Right? I know that it came from somewhere. My brain transmuted something into this, and I just cannot say what it is. Which, like, sucks, because I want to give whoever, like, came up with that the right credit.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright. Let's close.
Making some concrete walls. Oh yeah, we can. Add that. Yeah, just make it a little more symmetrical. I like that. Okay, we'll start with that. That's still running. Oh, look at that. We only need 5 more AI expansion servers.
Oh, wow. That was fast.
Yeah.
Look at you doing the actual mission objective. Who does that?
I'm just
right?
distracting Ada so you can do the fun things.
Alright, yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it.
Now let's see. I wanna make this really look like it's hanging off the cliff here.
Ooh.
This is something I've been wanting to do for a while.
That sounds very cool. Is this New Silicon Valley or
Yeah,
somewhere
I'm over at you know where I've got the diamonds being turned into time crystals over on the far side of the valley, and it's just like it's the 2 converters and the particle accelerator that are kind of off by themselves.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good place to start this sort of thing.
Okay.
Just because it's a nice small self-contained little thing. Let me see what architecture I have to work with. Big frame pillar, small frame pillar. I'm gonna look at the shop.
Yeah, I feel like there was some customization stuff that we just never picked up.
I should try out this personnel elevator at some point. I really should.
Yeah, I've never really
Modern
used
railing,
it.
structural frame set. Yeah. Ooh, okay, yeah. Some of these I should get.
Cool.
Walls, we've got all those. We've got stairs. Okay, that's something. Paint finishes. Ooh.
Oh yeah, you put like Ethereum paint.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put some tickets.
Yeah, probably got more than enough.
Yeah, we got tons, I think. $130 printable coupons.
Wow. I feel like you know, I feel like this is the video game version of Dave and Buster's with that, right?
Okay, let's get the
All
elevator.
right, is a bunch of coupons going to? I would say don't spend them all in one place, but that is kind of what we want you to do. So, like, you get on that. That'd be like real great.
Yeah, we'll just get all these things. 38 tickets, it's fine.
Ooh.
Due to Pioneer request and several reported issues with staircases, there is now a more efficient solution. The Fix-It personnel elevator ensures optimal safety by putting a Pioneer in a box controlled by a rudimentary AI, specialized in soothing a straining mind. Exposure to a Fix-It personnel elevator is recommended to be a minimum of 2 minutes per day for optimal gain.
Wow, the subtitles were really, like, not quite matching what Ada was saying there. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they gave the whole thing a bit of a rewrite between writing the subtitle and recording the line or something, you know, or vice versa.
Ah.
Specials, the cart, the tapes, a bunch of those things. Management, we've got all those. Where's... parts I don't need to worry about. All right. Okay, now back to what I was doing.
What is the most garish, stupid color I can possibly use to indicate this transports uranium? Do not get near it or you will die.
Is green not sufficient?
Uh, lime green. Like, like an aggressively, like, annoying looking green.
I see. Oh, hey, look at that. 256.
Woo.
Time for me to go recalibrate some things.
Hell yeah. I think that's what's called in the industry a pro gamer move.
I don't know. I wasn't exactly clipping through any walls there.
I guess that's fair, yeah.
Now, these quantum superposition thingies might be clipping through walls and belts and goodness knows what else. You
Sure,
gotta
but
watch
you know,
out for those things.
oh my god, is that why Ada wants us to make so many of those? Is so she can get a record on speedrun archives?
I don't know. Okay, but we don't need any more neural quantum processors, so we don't need time crystals for that purpose anymore. And that means I can throw them all into the particle accelerator and they can be used to make more crystals. else I was using time crystals for?
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't it be like really cool if, this thing had batteries that it could use to like fuel itself? Wouldn't that be like really smart and cool and like good? The answer is no. It would not be any of those things. But I'm gonna pretend like it might.
Let's put this valve here.
Wow, that coated concrete floor with the lime green is just like wild. It does look like it's coated in uranium glass.
Nice.
Okay. Okay. This.
Okay, that's about as efficient as we're probably getting on my watch.
Hmm.
Oh. Yes, that's where I should do that ridiculous thing.
Okay, cool. So, part one is done here.
Nice.
I'm calling this place Oranos Station after, the god that uranium is named for.
Nice.
Alright, cool. So, now, the really fun and cool and good job of figuring out... Oh, wait a minute, hold on. These are export drawings, so I don't actually want those here. This is the import done. Yeah, I'm like really smart and good at video games. I don't know if you knew this.
Okay, that's maybe not the best place for that. I'll come up with somewhere better.
Okay. So because you've got drones, but I don't know where I don't want it. So like
Oh, actually.
active. Satisfactory modeler. Let's see what's 125. Okay. So it's a cool view. Okay. Switch over to the map. Satisfactory interactive map. So, if that's there, then where do I want to put this? So let's see. Crater Lake here at the southeast has oil. It's got the coal. It's got the iron. It's got the copper. It's got the limestone. But it does not, and it's even got the sulfur,
Ah!
but it does not have quartz. Although that could be sourced near relatively nearby. Maybe that's not it. Let's see if there's any other good spots around here. So yeah, what I'm looking for is the big discriminators. Actually, I can probably just unselect all these and then show it. So the big thing that I'm looking for here is crude oil, sulfur, and quartz nearby each other. Everything else is kind of like okay, you know. I can source those pretty much anywhere for like iron and copper and limestone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, mm. Honestly, that makes a pretty good case for the crater lake down there. Okay, let's do some location scouting then.
Nice.
Um, so yeah. So okay, the original plan, which you know I made without actually looking, was to put the like uranium stage plant underneath the nuclear pasta plant, and like theoretically I can do that. There's nothing that actually like prevents me from it, but I feel that would make this view right here just a little too crowded, you know? Kind of diminishes like how nice each of them look in isolation. So I'm not gonna do that. But I think I have a cool idea for Crater Lake. Let's see if I can make that work. Because, like, no matter what, I need, you know, I need a place that's near water, and I need a lot of it. So, I think we can actually do is we can source a lot of the materials there at the Crater Lake. The big one is gonna be, or the big one that's gonna suck to do there is gonna be quartz, because I'll have to bring that in from Purple Forest, which is kind of a ways away, but like whatever, you know. We can figure out a decent solution for that. But what I'm kind of looking at, and what I want to see if I can make happen, is the uranium plant design calls for 6 reactors that are all overclocked to 250%, right? And like that's gonna generate a lot of waste, yeah. And I'm gonna have to just like bank that somewhere, but that's fine. It's fine. It's all good. And besides, our uh, factory's like energy consumption is not anywhere near what we'd need from this. So like, if this does go offline, it'll be fine, right? I have to. I don't have to. I don't have to plan for like I did with the rocket fuel plant there, where it's like, oh no, you need buffers on everything, because if you don't, and this plant goes offline, the whole rest of the factory goes with it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so my thinking here is actually that each reactor would be like a little tiny island in this lake, right? Connected by like a sprawling connection or something that would carry the fuel rods in and the waste out. And then, you know, funnel those away into their various spots. So you would have like, okay, here's the place where we make the fuel rods, and then we, you know, distribute them into this setup here. So I like that a lot, actually. And I've certainly got the room for it here. So let's kill this guy so I can get some peace and quiet here. Yeah. Run there. Okay. Oh, come on. What's that? Oh. Yeah, you're dead. Neat. You could stay that way. I can hide it. These little flies despawn eventually, right? Or they just die.
They do. I think they die after like a minute.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Cool. Okay, so that's about how big it is. Yeah, we can fit 6 of those in here. So that indicates to me that the actual production here needs to happen. Okay, but we need a little bit of coal there because we need some steel components. We need deuterium, which needs to be imported in. That's fine. Copper, we get a lot of. Iron, we get a lot of. And limestone, we get a lot of. Okay. So is that check out here?
Okay, let's see what I can do with these new pieces here.
I see that there's sand nearby. There is. Oh, wow, okay. I did not think about that. I have sand here, so maybe I could just produce some of this stuff on site?
That sounds cool.
so I can actually make quartz here on site. And then Deuterium I can also make on site. And I don't need huge quantities of either of those. So okay. Satisfactory modeler. Okay, so that needs petroleum. Deuterium ore. Yeah. Okay, so that's there.
Just the constant ka-chunk of machines in here.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's put a wall here. And then, yeah, make it look a little angled. And let's neaten things up on this side too. That's a splitter.
That's coal, and I have sand, and I have copper. And those can be transmuted into quartz and caterium, which are like the most awkward bits to get into this process. Yeah, I also like don't even need a whole ton of reanimated SAM for this process. Okay, actually, yeah, I think that is like just a way better way to do this. Like that will drive me like way less insane. Like, oh my god. Where's this going?
Well, less insane sounds like it might be a good thing.
Hold on, something here ain't right. Because this passed me at 5.52 nuclear. What shifted there?
Math ain't mathin'.
No, it isn't, and I just need to figure out why.
All right, more architecture. So the converter has those kind of bendy effects that go around it.
Yeah.
If they're on top of a thin foundation, they bleed through the foundation. So you can stand under the floor and the floor gets all warpy.
Cool. Okay. So, 2,000.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. This is exactly what I was thinking of.
Okay. This was going to mine enough copper there. That's why the ratios didn't work out.
There we go. That looks a little less anti-gravity.
Okay, so now with that stuff, I just cannot produce enough to make that work. Okay, so I'm gonna recycle this plastic, I guess. What's it with?
That does look nicer.
Right. So this, what if this thing is like, can I make the ratios work? No. Gotta be deleted. Cool. Very cool. And then it's just sinking a ton of plastic. That's great. Very good for the environment. That's how I would put that. Very good for the environment.
Because that's just such a priority.
You know, for weirdos like me, sure. Okay, so, yeah, okay, I can source enough sand for that. can do enough copper, and I can do.
How did we not have the metal foundations and roofs? This is a travesty.
Oh, huh. That is weird. Oh, what's going on there? Well, it turns out I actually don't need any limestone. That's neat, actually. Oh, coal. Let me just make sure that I have coal here. Oh yeah, I got plenty. Okay, so. Alright, first things first. Let me find a sand. There's all that coal. Plenty, anything.
Let's just fill these in.
Yes. The sand is underground. Cool. Alright.
Just to look a little less standard. Oh, hi, friends. Oh, lovely.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I love Unreal Engine physics.
Do we have spinning spiders again?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
Good times.
Well, that's definitely a word I would use for it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, what is this thing?
Okay, let's put up more hilarious signs.
Always a fan of those. Help. Okay. Whoop. Okay, so there's the Sam node. How the hell do I get that stuff out of here?
goodness, what have you gotten yourself into? Well, a spider nest, clearly, but...
Well, yeah. There we go. Aerial bombardment never fails. Just like a xenophone. Gotta nuke it from orbit. Only way to be sure. From earlier, still remains unanswered though. How the hell do I get this Sam out of here? Oh.
Ah, there's a proper deep cut. Okay, well, now that hilarious set of signs has been put in, I'm going to do something useful and run a tube out to a very distant place where there are no machines, so we can easily get out there.
That's really, smart. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound surprised at that. That is not what I meant there.
No, I didn't read it as sarcastic or anything. It's just, you know, it can be easy to neglect quality of life stuff, but it is time to stop neglecting quality of life.
I'm pretty sure that is a phrase that Ada has never heard in her life.
She may have
I mean,
heard
she's
it.
definitely
I'm
heard
sure
it.
she's just, like, disregarded it every time.
Well, sure. I mean, like, she has heard the words, right? Quality and of and life, to be sure, but I'm not sure that particular phrase, that particular combination of all of them is in her lexicon.
Okay, so I think the right way to do this is...
I know that I'm like invading your home or whatever, and you know, extracting all of your natural resources to my own benefit. But like, come on. I'm just a level 1 goblin, right? It's my birthday. You can't do this to me.
Okay, there's that, and now...
That we need. Not even a full sheet.
Okay, and that can go off elsewhere. And that means we need more signs.
Oh no. Goodbye.
I know, whatever shall we do? Let's make this look...
I know. We should maybe put a sign up to commemorate this momentous occasion.
Well, you know, you can't do automatic... Oh, there's a nice selector there. All right, good to
Not
know.
in the base game.
Well, I can't put nice train switches in the tubes. You know, people have to know where they're going, and that means I should put signs up.
Yeah, that's I'm a fan.
2x1. Okay, let's make it
Which
nice.
I gotta tell you, really handy in summer. Being a fan, like everybody loves you.
I need...
So, my question is still unanswered. And more pertinently than how do I get this sand out of here, it's how do I get out of here?
Oh no.
I am like completely lost. Very cool and good ending to this, like every single shot I took from like no meters away. What is this? XCOM?
What is the deal with this foundation? It's supposed to be a half foundation, but it doesn't quite tile the same. I guess it's not supposed to. I'm kind of mystified. Oh, I'm just trying to see how this works, and I'm just building these just little piers to have somewhere to put my signs. Not quite what I
Seems to build what I am affectionately calling a Vanya belt. I don't have any to get this stuff out of here.
There we go. Yeah, that's some better signage.
funny. I was looking up the other day, like, oh, hey, I've never really used like priority power switches before. I should maybe, look at how those are to see if I want to make those a feature of my power plants going forward. And I was, for some reason, I was like, oh, these probably work the same as they do in Factory. It's like it has like a decider basically inside of it. One end of it. It's basically a breaker that you can trip if you need to. And so I'm like designing in my head, like, okay, how many of these am I gonna need in order to have it so that if the breaker trips, then the power specific stuff can basically come online in the right order, right? So you would have like geothermal that is on its own separate circuit that then bootstraps like coal or something, which can then help bootstrap like rocket fuel or whatever, which can then bootstrap nuclear or whatever, right? Like that's all fine and cool and good, right? And then I look and it's just like, oh, you can control every priority switch from in the world from each one. And I'm just like, oh, okay. This is a lot easier, don't get me wrong. I'm a fan of that. But I'm like, oh, I was looking forward to the interesting challenge there.
Signs are looking nicer. Anyone who's watching, you can see what I'm contemplating, and I don't think I'll actually do it because it would be so much clicking. But I did think of it. I want that on record.
Okay, you can't leave me hanging, Vanya. What abomination have you been thinking of?
I am not going to run the tube in a spiral with the bauxite. Not right now.
Yeah. This Frankenstein's monster is not gonna happen this time, but it could, right?
Need to use more of this.
More of which?
More hot bars.
Oh. I don't even have my default first one filled up. You'd think for a software engineer, right, I would have like crazy complicated like shortcuts and stuff, but I don't. That's the classic debate for all of us is like, oh, Vim or Emacs. Or
I was about to
whatever.
ask about that. What your position is.
My position is that I have better things to do with my time. My position is that yes, I deeply understand the feeling of being very particular about certain ergonomic things and like having very strong like health preferences and all of that. I am not interested in that kind of bike shedding, right? Like back when I used to the first time that Vanya and I worked together, like 10 years or something ago, I used like Sublime Text as my editor for a long time, and I've basically progressively upgraded to slightly better versions of Sublime Text that have come out over the years. So like, I think my current editor is like Zed, and I customize things a very tiny little bit, and then I just let it go. Like I have things to build, and if I'm tweaking my configuration, then it's not building a thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So that reanimate sound.
For those curious, I do use Vim, but I'm not any kind of power user of it.
I actually wasn't sure, because I was like, oh, does your job need you to have those kind of preferences? But that's cool. So what you're telling me is that you're one of the like 1% of people that when your Debian system opens Vim to edit a file by default, you're not gonna get stuck trying to figure out just how to exit the damn thing.
There are some things that it is nice to be at least familiar with for that kind of reason.
Yeah, I definitely get that. I mean, when I'm like SSH'd into a server or something, like Vim is kind of what I tend to gravitate towards. But like I said, I don't have pieces on those. It's just, oh, this happens to be my muscle memory from it being the tool available at the time.
The really hilarious thing is the two video games that I played first in my life, and I don't know which one of these was actually first, so I consider them tied.
Ooh.
Both of which we had on 5 1/4-inch floppies.
Wow.
Were Sesame Street Crayon and Rogue.
Oh, wow. That's a combo.
Yeah.
All right.
And
I did not expect Rogue to be on there.
And the funny thing is, Rogue uses HJKL as its movement keys. Because that's what you'd be used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of one of those things where it's like, why is it this way? And it turns out, oh, that's why. And it wasn't until ages later that I used the program that came from. And I see you've gotten kicked off the server again.
Yep. I think that might actually be a good place for us to call it.
Oh, okay.
I could use the extra time to get a little bit of cleaning done before I have to go to bed.
Well, do you wanna at least see what I'm working on here?
Yeah.
Where are you? Oh, there you are.
So I can load into the game again and at least head over there and see.
Yeah. How about you come to New Silicon Valley, since that's
and I don't have too much to show off because I'm just laying down power basically.
That makes sense. And I'll make my way over there. But yeah, this is the kind of childhood you have when your parents are very nerdy and you learn to read at a very early age.
Uh, I hear that. Uh,
Now, that's not to say that I was any good at rogue at that young of an age. I'd always get myself killed by a centaur on level 7 or so, but I was having
I
fun.
mean, I think that's the point, right? I mean, I don't think anybody, like, very few people could ever say that they were truly good at rogue. I certainly am not one of those people.
It's very, very RNG dependent.
Well, yeah.
Like,
that
for
is
you to
kind of
even
the-
have a viable run requires some rare items, from what I understand.
I can't really comment. I never got that far.
I'm gonna need to add some more signs, but that's gonna have to be a task for next time.
Yeah, I mean, my understanding my understanding from the stories that my mom tells is that, like, some of the first games I was playing was like Wolfenstein 3D and Doom, because that's what my granddad had on his computer. And I don't know if I was any good at the age of like what I would have been like. I was 4 when Doom 1 came out in '93. So that fits like the timeline that my mom was saying. So I don't know, but so yeah, I don't know if I was any good, but like I've always had this like soft spot in my heart for id games in part because of that. And what I think is, I don't know, upon reflection, I'm also thinking like, man, my mom let me get away with a lot. Like, playing a game like Wolfenstein at 4 years old, don't get me wrong, instilling in me extremely good values. Not gonna complain about that. But like, man, and it certainly wasn't like she knew exactly what was going on. She was like, okay, yeah, this is a perfectly cool and normal thing for a kid. Man, no wonder I got into so much trouble as a teenager. Like, it was very harmless trouble. Oh, okay. Actually, I don't know if I've ever told you this story before, and I don't think I've ever said it on stream here, but while we've got a little bit of time, you want to hear the story of how I got banned from using the computers at my high school?
Sure.
So, uh, this was like after my parents and I moved up to uh, like near Sacramento, basically. 'Cause uh, my parents had this idea to like go and buy 11 acres of land, and at the time I was like, oh, this is a really dumb idea. Why did they do that? I actually found out recently from my mom that like that was her wanting to uh, kind of get her own version of the farm that she grew up on in Missouri. And I'm like, oh,
Oh.
okay, that's cool. I'm not that recontextualizes certain things that make a lot of sense to me now. But anyway, our house was pretty far away from my high school, and my parents worked, and so like I would often have to stay on campus after school got out until they could come and pick me up. And I I was like, oh, this really sucks, but like I have this old Pentium 2 laptop that my dad had because he worked at Intel at the time. I was like, you know what? I could just like set up a wireless router and hide it underneath one of the uh desks that they had the school computers on, and then I could
Huh.
just like hang out near the computer lab after school and just like browse the internet, right? And like do my homework and read terrible fan fiction or whatever. And everything was going great, right? Nobody knew that this thing was there. I had like a great time using it, and somehow my mother finds out about this, and she
Oh, no.
narks on me to the school, like, principal.
Oh no.
They drag me into the office, basically, and are like,
Oh.
they literally banned me from using any computer on campus for, like, the rest of my high school, like, years. And it is
Yikes.
only by the grace of, I think his name was Mr. Mitchell. He was like the head of the like student IT department, right? The, like, hey, come train on the job or whatever.
Uh-huh.
He like heard about this, and he was like, what the hell are you people thinking? Like, this is exactly the sort of person we want, like, working for us. So he like finds me and kind of talks to me about it. He's like, okay, yeah, like, don't ever do something like that again. Like, that you know, there's a lot of problems with that. But, like, hey, you want to, like, come work with the tech team and such? I was only ever allowed to use computers at school, like, in service to that, right? But, like, that's how I got onto the school IT team, basically, was they were like,
Nice.
yo, so, but to this day, I hold a grudge against my mom for narking on me, and I will never let her forget that.
Wow. Yeah, that's
So,
that's a lot.
I
Okay,
am
so let's see.
here.
I'm
Where do I go?
so first of all, I invite you to draw your attention to the signs which I have put near the quantum machines here. Big signs.
Local causality, save the galaxy. All right.
And
Are you gonna
depend
move the? Are you gonna move the space elevator over here?
Oh no, no.
Oh, okay.
That's just symbolic of what we're doing.
Gotcha.
And depending on what Fry's electronics stores you may have visited in your time, some of those words might be very familiar.
Unfortunately, the only, oh god, the only ones that I hit up back in the day, or at least the ones that I remember anyway, were the one in Fremont, and then uh, the one in, like, Santa Clara or something, the one that had the Tesla tower.
Huh, okay.
Uh,
So there was one in Sunnyvale, not the first one that looked like the inside of a computer, but
Whoa.
but the one they
I don't think I
built
ever
later
saw
that
that
was
one.
all like Greco-Roman that
Oh,
had
I saw
some
the outside of that one. I don't think I ever went in, but it looked cool.
yeah, it had the big wave on the front. But anyway, it had these words in it. It, like there was like a cafe in the middle of it, and it had like
Whoa.
words inscribed kind of around the top, kind of like you'd see words on like a Greco-Roman building. And so it was something to start the phrase, and then it was local causality save the galaxy, and it's the kind of ridiculous word salad that just sticks in your head. So here's my tribute to Fry's Electronics.
Hell yeah. Do you ever... Maybe this is just, like, my brain being my brain, right? But do you ever, like, sit down and think about the people who had to, like, inscribe that into the walls? Do you ever think about what they thought about what they were doing? Did they like, as they're, like, painting the thing or whatever, or, prepping the wallpaper or whatever, did they sit down and just go, like, what the hell does any of this mean? Like, did they just, like, throw darts at a board to decide the words here?
I don't know. But anyway, if you examine these purple particle accelerators, these are the two I've got that are making dark matter crystals, and this close one that uses the time crystals, that always has this reservoir of dark matter that's filled up for it, so it'll basically always have dark matter available whenever it gets a crystal. And whatever overflows can just go to this other one that's making crystals without the time crystals that is less efficient, but at least it's getting dark matter out of the pipeline. So that's good enough for what we're doing.
Very cool.
And now let's see over here. If you look over the airport, you'll see a bit of architectural silliness that I put in.
Yeah. Oh, wait, is that like the Golden Gate?
Yes.
Nice. Nice.
And then over here, where
Of course,
we're doing...
the orange coloration works really well for that.
It actually, I did color the relevant sections like kind of the dull red color scheme. So especially the thick part along the bottom should look an approximate-ish shade of red.
Yeah.
And then
cool.
over here where I'm actually making the time crystals, this is where I've gotten a little more... This is where I started playing around with the frame foundations and stuff. Kind of making it look like it's coming out of the wall here.
Oh. Ooh. Oh, I like that. That's really neat.
This is kind of the vibe that I've had in mind as I've built things close to the cliff faces here, of doing this sort of thing.
Yeah.
I may not have time to implement it everywhere.
Yeah, so I've been trying to do something similar with, like, the, concrete foundations and such. But looking at this, I'm like, oh no, the frame foundations look so much better for that.
Yeah, they worked out really well, and when I realized there's the inverted ramp, I was like, oh, yes, that's perfect for this kind of cantilevered thing. Oh, and if you look at the bottom of the time management floor here, you should be able to see the warping effect on the floor.
Oh, yeah, I saw it for just a moment there.
So yeah, that's the decoration I've been doing. And then if you want a nice place to log out, I can get you at least part of the way there. If we go down towards our faithful old Bay Area ridiculous tube entrance, which is hidden in the underbrush here. And remember, it is E to switch direction. If you start by taking it towards the aluminum, then you should be able to continue on at least part of the way towards Rocky Desert. That's where I was building when we decided to finish up. Isn't it great?
Whoop.
Oh, and you should see some of the signs I have up to make changing direction a little easier.
Oh! Oh, hell yeah. Aluminum bill.
I wasn't sure what else to call it.
No, I dig it.
So eventually it'll be more of a scenic route, but at least for now it'll dump us out here and we can run off into the boonies.
Oh, man. That's a very cool roller coaster you got going on there. I dig it.
I mean, what else are you gonna do with a ridiculous fast-moving tube? I mean, I guess you could do the cannon thing, but I don't know. I like making a nice path.
Yeah, I never really figured out how to make those work anyway, so, like,
I guess at some point I will need to make use of power to give it a proper entrance, but we can just kind of...
you got plenty of it.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on out here. I guess this is just the small amounts of random things that I needed for aluminum and whatnot.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Which is really funny, because in my my first solo factory, when I put aluminum kind of out at the same place, or at least using the same node, I also came out to the Rocky Desert to build like a side base to make the extra things that I needed, because like that was before proper hammer space was a thing even. So like even to just build stuff, you really wanted to have local production of those useful little things. All right, well, I suppose we're both sufficiently in isolated places.
I think so. All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, well, you're very welcome, and I hope we're able to load in a little more smoothly next time.
That would be real nice, you know.
Especially since we
but
just keep on adding things.
yeah, well, I mean, I did go through and purge a lot of stuff recently,
Mm-hmm.
so hopefully,
Okay.
that actually pays off.
Yeah. I'll save this. Ta-da. Okay, and out to the outro screen, and I guess I'll be able to take a look at your crazy nuclear stuff
Time.
more when you've got it finished, or next time, or whenever.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Speaking of next time, that will not be next week because I have other life stuff going on, and so we're going to skip next week, and hopefully we will be back the week after that.
Awesome.
So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Sophia, for joining me.
Yeah, thank you. I'll see you in 2 weeks then.
Yeah, see you in 2 weeks, and I will find us someone to raid.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. All right, Salford Sal is playing Clan Folk, so I will send us over there, and we will see you next time.